But you know how it go when you living on the hope of your past life. And I feel I can't take it no more. No, I can't keep up. It's just never enough. Life just keeps on giving me detours and never lets up.
You ready? My plant's damaged. That can't be good. Come on, bud. Let's go. Nothing makes me smile more in the morning than that little trot of yours when you're coming to get your food. Here you go. I'm so sorry, but nighttime she ate all your chicken on the counter. Hopefully it still smells like chicken. Marty, the dry chow over on the other side is just as good. Here, Tux, let's go over just to give Marty just a little space. I don't know why he wants to eat with you. Well, I won't have to water today. Yay! It's not refreshing out here. The dew point is a little too humid to say that it was comfortable. Of course, it is going on 9. We're slept into a whole big 8:30 or something like that. Yeah, there's just a little bit in there. Nothing to speak of after I measured last night at 2 7/10. Yeah, there were some places nearby that got 3.5 inches, but 2 7/10 is almost 3 inches. That was awesome. Well, the sun is starting to dry things out. I'm happy to have a morning off from having to worry about, do I need to water stuff to keep it alive? I'm really pleased about that rain last night. I know I already said it, but I'm just that happy. It was all wet up here on the porch. That rain blew in. Tux was actually fairly wet. I think he was under the windowsill right by where I was working on the Legos. I think that's where he chose to go. And, but not down to his skin, just the outside of his fur. You know, that fur is designed to keep the water away from the skin. And he don't care. He's all boy. Wasn't bothering him a lick, so I didn't bother to dry him off. But, yeah, it really was blowing that rain last night. There was a house fire in Fuquay, got hit by lightning. And these guys are doing good. Hey, I didn't let them eat all of your chicken. So, obviously, I get really excited when I see baby deer, or really any deer, as long as they're not. I'm a tree hugger. I'm a wildlife person. I'm a photographer, nature photographer. I get excited. I've always gotten excited. But even I realize we've got too many deer around here. Oh, yeah. It is dangerous. You know, you've heard me mention many times I'm not taking the back roads into the house because I'm afraid I'm going to hit deer. I've see deer all the time on Wagstaff to and from Taekwondo. Yeah. I don't go fast down through there, and I'm looking side to side. I mean, I'm trying. That's not a good time to not be paying full attention.
That's right.
So Don was just reading an article in the paper from some guy,
a UNC professor. Of health and something. You know, he's not a quack, and he basically said that deers are a significant source of ticks, allowing ticks to survive over the winter. And a lot of these diseases, Lyme's disease and others, he rattled them all off. But the point is, those diseases are greatly increasing the number of cases.
Right. What was that one number, that one percentage?
Right. In Wake County, the northern Wake County. Our county, we're in the southern part, but in the northern part of Wake County, they collected ticks. And 24% of the black ticks had Lyme. So it's...
Yeah, if somebody tells you there's... Right, the deer ticks, the little tiny bubble things, I think. No, the bigger ones?
The black-legged tick. He did not show a picture.
Not the Lone Star tick, but the black-legged. Okay.
Black-legged tick. I don't know what a black-legged tick is.
We'll look that up.
I
know what the Lone Star looks like. That's the big one that's probably on your dog, but... different tick.
Right, now I understand deer ticks are super small. He did not use the word deer tick.
Right, pin size are the deer tick ones.
Yeah, anyway, the point is, I agreed with him. He didn't actually. He just basically was saying that we've got to control that. We need to decrease the population. He didn't explain how, but he said, you know, I liked his closing statement. This sentiment about Bambi, it needs to get over. For human health is going to be affected, is being affected by these deer. So we need to do something about them. And I look, I like deer, but I already know it. You know, I would love to get rid of this excess number of deer, because I always fuss. You know, I call, you know, Marianne plants all this stuff in the yard. I just call it deer food because the deer just come by and eat it all.
Right. It's a enjoyment and a concern all at the same time. Is how I think I'm going to smooth it over. We enjoy watching them from a nature point of view, but there's too many of them. They're a danger to our car.
It's not good for
them.
The
ticks are a danger to us, and there's so many of them. It's not good for them, and then we keep on displacing them so that they have to come into more urban areas. You know, down Judd Parkway, we've taken over forests where they used to live, and now they're out in people's backyards more. And
well, I had friends in North Raleigh. They had deer in their yard, and it's like the neighborhood across the street over here. I mean, this was just, I don't say miles, many miles away from a forested area, and yet there were deer roaming, because he used to complain all the time about his plants getting ate by deer, and he lived in the center of the subdivision.
Right.
I mean, now let me be true. There was a golf course nearby, so I assume
they like that.
That gave them enough shelter that they would go out from the golf course at night. It was easy, so they'd hide in it. I don't know. I don't study deer, but I can tell you, if you think just because you live in a city that you ain't gonna have deer.
Well, I see them in downtown Fuquay several times a year, walking at dusk, walking just down by Mineral Springs Park and stuff. I see them downtown. Well,
Marianne showed you the other day. She walked by a mother and a doe and its two fawn. She was within 10 feet, and it didn't run off.
Yeah, that was not zoomed, really particularly zoomed footage. They didn't go anywhere. Well, Don had not heard of CWD, or chronic wasting disease, but I had, and so when he went down this path, I told him in some states they've put out an alarm that you really ought to test the deer meat before you eat it. You know, I'm happiest if people are eating the meat. I don't do trophy hunting, but if some family wants to feed their family with, you know, correctly follow the rules and kill a buck and eat the meat, I'm totally good with that. But now there's even concern that might not be a good thing to do. It's not in North Carolina that they admit. I mean, they didn't admit for years there was any Lyme disease in North Carolina. And obviously, if you think there's no Lyme disease in North Carolina, you're wrong.
The paper said that guy said the first official case, maybe it was in Wake County, was in 2009.
Right. Well, we think basically that I got Lyme disease in 11, 12, right after I finished my cancer treatment. Sometime in there is most likely, because I'm besides a breast cancer survivor, I'm a chronic long Lyme person, because we never knew I had it until I had all these neurological symptoms, and that's the most likely cause. And they tried to tell me when I went to get tested that it's not here and you don't have to worry about that and you couldn't have that, and they were just wrong. They were uninformed. They were not believing me. They didn't do right by me, I don't think. But anyway, so if you get bit by a tick, I would go get antibiotics, doxycycline, and not just 14 days. If you can talk the doctor into 30 days, I would do it, because these neurological disease from tick bites it's as debilitating as this long COVID is hitting some other people now. It kind of just, even if you kill it, it sort of throws your neurological system into not functioning very well long term. And if Don gets a tick bite, I'm going to send him up to Stacy and put him on antibiotics.
Well, I don't like to get out in the yard. If we're doing, Marianne's pulling bushes and I always like to put bug spray on.
Yeah, well, the easy thing about Don is we don't have to worry about ticks in his hair.
That's right.
And Don usually will spray with bug spray on his clothes really good before he goes. That's why he doesn't do little piddly things in the yard, and he gets prepped. He puts, his pant legs and his side of socks, and he puts bug spray down there and stuff, and he'll do a whole bunch of stuff that one day versus like, here, go out in the woods. And that's why I haven't pestered him to move that one tree limb over by the brick pile, because I want him to have on his gear when he carts it off. So
yeah, thank you.
Anyway, if you haven't heard of CWD, it's very much in the Midwest. Pennsylvania, New York, West Virginia has a cluster.
Yeah.
Western Tennessee, northern Mississippi has a cluster, but not here yet, at least as far as they're telling us.
Yeah.
And as far as we know, humans don't get sick from it, but they're worried about it jumping.
That's right.
They're worried about it being a mad cow thing.
It's the same kind of thing as mad cow.
Yeah, every deer that gets this dies.
Yeah.
So it's not. Would not be good if it crossed over to humans. So Durham is going to start a TNR, a trap neuter release program. Yeah, I knew Wake County, the city of Raleigh, local, Carey and Garner are all in on it too, because they all work together in Wake County to help homeless pets. But we already have a trap neuter release program, which basically means they get picked up, they get rabies shot, they get spay neuter surgery, and they get their ear tipped so you can tell from a distance, and then they get put back wherever they were picked up from.
I guess I interpreted it differently.
Yeah, what's this program say?
The program allows community cats. You can't have a trap neuter release with the tip ear unless you have some kind of policy that defines what a community cat is.
Okay.
And if the cat has a tipped ear,
animal control won't pick it up.
That's right. But if you don't have such a law on the books, which Durham apparently did not have, you can't really start a trap, neuter, and release, because the tipped ear, in theory, doesn't mean anything.
Right. Well, when I said that they pick it up and they do these things and they put it back, I did basically mean that there were volunteers taking care of the cats that they put back wherever they put them back at.
Right, but without the law,
right,
it doesn't. I mean,
oh, I totally agree with that. Yeah, but so I remember
they passed the ordinance this week in Durham. They did not have the ordinance before this week.
Right. I think we're saying the same thing, just a little bit different. Don said the article quoted that one female cat in her lifetime can have 100 kittens.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Yeah, and well, you know, a TNR is reasonably humane as long as there are people that are putting out food for the cats. It's certainly better than 100 unwanted kittens and euthanasia.
That's the worst.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the deer population. Well, I'm glad Durham did TNR. I guess I support it. I do understand the other side of the coin, though, with birds and lizards and things and that kind of a concern. I do, but I know Wake County has registered cat colonies and people that, you know, like the SPCA of Wake County, they're not going to publish where they are, but they sort of know where they are and who's taking care of them. And you know, it's it's fairly well organized in Wake County because they passed this law 10 or 15 years ago. So we're like already ahead of the schedule on it. And yeah, I think part of the thing here is our winters are so mild. And cats are really good at finding warmth versus a bigger dog. That we just have a really high population. So I guess the reason why I wanted to talk about it, other than to remind folks what TNR is, and also to say that I was glad Durham had passed that, was to say that there are a lot of cats in Greece. The kids saw Johnny cats everywhere they went. The island, the Hydra. They have a TNR program there, and he pointed me to the website about it, and they have a dedicated group of volunteers that actually picks up the cats and continues their shots. And, you know, they do euthanize cats that become elder, you know, are too old or have a health crisis that they're not really safe out there on the street anymore. But, you know, Greece was, at least in some parts, they were trying to control their population. But I guess cats have been a thing with people since the Egyptians, right? Because they're all over the hieroglyphics at the pyramids and the artwork and stuff. So they've really been domesticated with man for a really long time. But we got to take care of our furry friends. So TNR, I think it's a step in the right direction. There is no 100% perfect solution for the overpopulation, but I think it's, you know, the more we can spay and neuter, the less don't have homes, the less are euthanized and all of that. And they said that for this TNR program, they will still continue to pull up cats that appear to be sickly, that are not okay out there are not okay as part of the colony. And I'm good with that. We're trying to do the most good here, not perfect good. So thank you, Durham, for, I'm sure some of the advocates in Wake County have been over there lobbying the best that they can to try to convince them that it's working in Wake County and they should do it in Durham too.
Right. And the thing though is the missing links are, it's all volunteer. And,
right.
You know, I don't know how many cats we've trapped and released and paid for the money. I mean, it's not free.
Right.
This TNR, they making it sound like
I would say
it's a real expense.
Right. The minimum cost is going to be about $60 for a male cat. But I always tell people if they go to the Saving Life Spay and Neuter Clinic with either a cat they plan to TNR or their own private cat, that they should think more between $100 and $125 to do the all of the shots, not just the required shots, and to potentially put in a microchip and or there's a couple of, the dewormer and the flea treatment. You know, to do it right, it's closer to $125. So, male neuter cats are the cheapest and females are a little bit more. And then dogs are another notch above cats because they require, everything is bigger with dogs pretty much. But it's about $60 a cat for these colony cats.
Yeah, but right, I agree.
And it is all volunteer run, and there's got to be a lot of people that care in order to make it work.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's the difference.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people that care, though, and they probably have been begging for them to do this TNR thing. So I think there will be volunteers that step in. I'm sure Durham has a good group of people, just like Wake County does.
Right.
Yeah, and I would say, you know, our number is probably somewhere around 15, but I haven't actually... You know, in the beginning, I didn't keep account because I didn't know I was going to need to keep account.
Right.
But I'd say it's somewhere around 15.
Yeah.
But not all in 1 year.
No.
It's been spread out over 10 years.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Some of them were early on after I moved in, and some of those didn't stay, and then...
That's right, but that's the good. I mean,
right. As far as I know, they were given the best shot they had versus being totally ignored.
That's right.
Yeah, rabies shot and everything. It's limb removal time after storms.
Well, the problem is, this is where I love Tesla, but I don't. You know, we got the pin to drive, the security. It's just a pain in the butt to get in and out of the car for 2 seconds.
Yeah, Don wants GPS in the driveway to not require the pin, and anyway, it's the little things sometimes that get you. That's not where I wanted that. Farther in the woods. Thank you. There you go. Now I'm happy. So this is the other pillow. This is the one that's not so stitched firmly. It's softer all around.
I like this one a little bit better. Just in my initial 10-second impression is I like this one a little bit better.
It's it feels like microfiber or suede versus the other one is actual, you know, the vegan stuff. They both have the same embroidery. I would say the one thing that I like about this one is that the strap is white, because I had left a comment for these people, why would you create a white pillow and put a black strap on it?
Right.
So you think that one might be good, huh?
Yeah.
You guys would be right to assume.
Right. No, this I think you'd be happy with anyone, but if you like one, it's softer and a little bit more compliant. This one feels much more. This feels like a pillow.
Right.
This feels like a headrest.
Sure.
If that makes
well,
any
the nice thing I'm noticing too is that this one is all the way down. There's no more gravity can take hold, and it's where you need it.
Oh, right.
Whereas with this one, the hold it up for me.
Yeah.
Whereas with that one, Don was having to intentionally try to keep it up higher on the headrest for it to be where he wanted it to be. So
well, this one, if this shape works for you, you're good. You're golden.
Right.
Because it's stiffer. It's not quite as, it's not very compliant. This one is much more compliant. So
it kind of molds into your neck.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't push back when you pressure point. You sink in on this one. This one kind of pushes back on that point where you're making contact.
Sure. Well, I think from a purely aesthetic, if I were going to park my car at the airport for a week and I knew people were going to be looking in the windows, I'd want one of these on both of the front seats just because it looks so snazzy.
Yeah.
But I can see the practicality and comfort of this one is more what you would want. Now, I will say that you can buy this on eBay, and they say it ships really slow, and it's like $15 cheaper than where you can get it from in America, or you can get it quicker, like in a week. So if you like this one, the eBay link is just fine, and it came faster than they said it would. It wasn't the 3 months that they said it would take or whatever. But for $15, if you want it fast, you can buy it from somebody that already has imported some to the US and then just mails them out from here. But it's the same thing, right down to the black strap. And then this one's just off Amazon, and it came with the lumbar pillow too, which we put in the back for Johnny to use. So, and I think it was the cheapest of all three. So you might just be very happy with this set. Okay. Yeah. Pretty cool. Okay. Well, we promise you guys would be right to think that the athletic towel we have over the seat gets in a little bit in the way of the pillow, but maybe not so much with this one because it's in the right spot when it's low. Right. I pulled it off when I went to test it, but yeah. Yeah, way cool. I don't like to risk hitting the piece of cement either, but they are a little farther back with this minivan / station wagon / I'm not sure. It is brand new. I thought it was. I knew it was a Kia Carnival from Battleground in Greensboro, North Carolina. Okay. It's got the little fish on top, the little shark, and the little sticker is still on it. All right, well. They got it just before the 4th of July. Well, as you would expect, the water's moving pretty good today after that rain we had last night. I bet these guys, they heard this tree come down last night. Hopefully the town will get it cleaned up. It needs a chainsaw. It's a whole tree down just leaning over the trail. That was an intense storm. Don was taking his nap while I was working on my Legos and it woke him up. It was so intense. What was that? That wasn't me. Well, I'll tell you, that was I was quiet in the kitchen. There and said, man, that trees are making a lot of noise. That wind was howling like crazy. Yeah. Well, I didn't, at this point in my life, I handle spiders in the house and snakes in the yard and even a mouse here or there, okay, but I don't like wind. And so I took notice last night for sure, but Don was asleep. I didn't wake him up. Good girl. Well, napping. I don't remember for sure, but I don't think those were framed and wrapped the last time we were on the trail. So they're still over here plugging along. There's ones in here behind the tree. This one's not wrapped yet. This one is. It's stinking hot out here, Donnie. Well, really what it is it's stinking humid. It's the humidity trying to dry off the moisture from that rain last night. It's not comfortable out here. Not comfortable at all. Oh, this house has legitimate like siding on it. I guess it's standing out a little more because it's gray. Some of these look like they've been painted now. This house has been painted gray, that one white. You can see this one a couple more up. has 2 different tones of gray. That's because of it was the primered untreated board, and then the actual paint.
You see they missed the board and they oversprayed.
Yeah,
onto the
I
white.
did see that. They'll have to
I think maybe just first primer, but it needs another coat.
Yeah.
It's too dull.
Yeah. But you're right. They missed. Makes you wonder why there's no paint behind the post, probably. Wow, what a difference 3 inches makes. And these guys may have had even more than we've had. It's only, 5 miles east of the house, 10 at the most, but some nights they got rain we didn't get. Wow, that was loud. So we just got a message from Tesla service. I thought it was politely written, but level setting expectations. Uber credits available, loaners not available. Basically, don't even ask. And I would say they didn't say you're no way you're going to get your car back the day you drop it off, even for small things. But I would say that can be inferred from what they said. They asked, please be patient. I'm just going to put an update in there and say that I need to pick up my car Wednesday afternoon, whether it's fixed or not, because we're going to Emerald Point Water Park Thursday for Johnny, Devin, and Connor's annual summer birthday celebration, and it's Johnny's 18th birthday. I need the 6th seat. I can't just take Jules, because we'll have exactly 6 people. So, I'm not going to be mean about it, but I suspect, despite me trying to get them to look at the logs and have parts ready, that unless we're lucky and they have parts in stock, they're going to have to order parts. And then Ruby's going to wait until the parts come in. So, she can wait at home with me and I can take her back. Not very convenient, but I can do that. And I did see a post on Facebook from one of the guys that's working second shift. He basically is working from noon to 4 or 5 a.m. every day, he said. And, they're doing their best. They really are that backed up. And, being unkind to them over there is certainly not how I want to be. And I guess all I'm saying is if, they need to order parts and she's just going to sit up there in the way because that lot is full, I just want to come pick her up and bring her back when they have the part. And I guess I'll just be understanding that they weren't able to triage in advance and have the part ready. But I'm hoping, since they're doing a lot of these FSD camera conversions for older Model X now, that there's more of a chance if they need a new camera, they'll have one available to install. So, because I think Ruby was one of the first in Raleigh. So we'll find out. We'll see. I know when we used to work in support, sometimes the customers with the bigger, harder problems would wait longer because in order to keep the queue at a reasonable number of customer requests that were open, we would go grab the quick, low-hanging fruit, even if it was less urgent. I mean, you just kind of can only manage so many open tickets at one time. And if you have a way to go clear out 10 or 15 and make the number out there on the queue more reasonable number to work with, you're going to do that. And plus, as a support person, you also need some positive feedback, even if you're generating it yourself, that you fixed some things and made some customers happy in amongst all the people that you're not able to help in a more timely manner. So I know how all of this works. I know what goes through people's minds. I've managed problem request queues before, and it's low-hanging fruit, and probably the people that escalate are the ones that get handled the first. But it is what it is. I'm dreading dropping her off. I just, Dawn's gonna follow me up there and just handle it that way. The good thing is, though, now that really is a positive, is you can go pick up your car at any time, whether they're open or closed. You pay in the app, so you're not limited in getting there by some time where there's somebody there to work with you. So That is a positive. We could go up late Wednesday, not have to go up during Dawn's work day. Another thought I had yesterday about service that I didn't share with you guys is that, you know, I've asked for mobile service several times now, and I cannot seem to get them to agree to do mobile service at our house anymore, basically for anything. I guess it would be interesting to see if Dawn had a ticket on Jules, who's still under warranty, but I'm guessing is, number one, they don't have enough mobile service techs, even though they're still totally bought in on that's a great way to do service. And number two is that the people in Wilmington and the people up in the mountains, they really, really need the mobile people there, because nobody's going to buy a Tesla if they've got to agree to drive to Raleigh on their own every single time they need service, right? Or Charlotte. So I'm guessing, and this is just speculation on my part, I have no inside information, that the mobile techs that they do have, they're sending to the outlying areas. And thus why I can't get a mobile tech at my house anymore, because I just don't have enough to go around. Because I could care less that there's a camera failure after the upgrade. It's really no big deal to me, but I just want it fixed at my house and not have to drive up to Raleigh. It's the driving up to Raleigh and dealing with the parking lot that I care about. Well, Mr. Muscovy has a partner now. There's two of them here. The last couple times he's been by himself, and we've got a snapper turtle. And we also have a very full retention pond. Was that thunder?
That was thunder. Maybe we should turn around and go back.
No. No. I don't stop before achieving my goals. That's why you hired me at IBM, right? Yeah. I go slaughter those customer questions, right. PMRs. Kitty is up underneath there. Yep, I see a tail. You go make it official for us. Yay! I did check the radar, and it's all pop-up stuff, and there's a little something right to our west, but it's just light green. It's not, you know, red or purple or anything. Besides, we were almost to the end anyway. I mean, you know, it took us 6 minutes to finish without turning around at our spot. And Don says he was kidding.
That's right. We were close enough to the end that it didn't really matter.
Yeah, my vlogging camera actually malfunctioned a little bit after the Yates Mill rain deluge the other day, but I set it in front of the air conditioning vent, and within an hour or two it was back to normal. So, but yeah, I would prefer to not get it soaked. Even though I had a cover for it and was actually was inside its case and was trying really hard not to get it wet, I still got it wet, apparently. So they have cleaned out, fixed up, reshaped the retention pond on this end of the trail. They are. They still have the equipment over there. Well, this one was kind of a mess.
Yeah, this one had a lot of sediment. It had a lot of stuff. I'm sure they had to haul away quite a bit of dirt out of this one.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll plant grass.
And you can see it is raining a little bit now. Not enough to be concerning or refreshing, but it is raining a little bit now. Well, here's a couple of deer that we can see. There may be more with them. Good afternoon, guys. Hi. Oh, you're a buck. Hi. I'm still gonna think you're cute, even if there are too many of you. Hi. All right, I'm in the sun watching you. I'm walking. Don and I are ready to be back in the air conditioning. This is one of those days we do it for our health, not because we're enjoying being out on the trail.
Pretty much.
Don't say it. I don't ever enjoy being. Now, he enjoys the really nice fall, crisp days, and maybe the first spring days when it's not bad, but I'm the one that likes my Donnie time on the trail, almost regardless of the weather. But today, my heart rate is up and we're not even doing anything except one foot in front of the other. So the new building received its occupancy permit yesterday. Oh, and I do see that the blue barricade for the parking lot has been removed. So they're serious about tenants moving in now, which does not mean that all of maybe the interior work is not done on these bottom spots here, but coming soon. 3,600 square foot of mixed use space. Anyway. Don's watching YouTube's all settled in on his couch for his nap. I'm going to work on my building a little bit, starting with the flowers on either side of the door, and then there's a bunch of leaves that are laying on the ground. This is an autumn build, and I'm not sure if I'm going to work on the third floor stuff or the trees. I'm probably going to assemble the trees and then see where I am. I got a couple hours before I need to move on to something else. Somebody's got him a new, what I'm going to call it, a weekend watch.
Yeah, watch, yeah.
Yeah, Citizen, lift up the box a little higher. So, let's open it. Amazon just delivered it. It was a Prime Day deal. It has the Eco Drive, so it charges by light. Yeah. And it also is one of the radio controlled ones, so Don should never have to set it. I have to say that is a very big, oh wow. What in the world? Hold that up. ProMaster. One of the things Don said was he wanted to make sure it wasn't fake.
I think it's safe to say it's not fake.
I think it's not fake.
I don't know how to open this. I don't have my glasses.
Here, you can have my glasses. No instructions on how to open it?
No instructions.
Well, there's always a YouTube video.
Yeah, I think that's what I have to do. Yeah, I don't know.
All right, well, that's anticlimactic. Go figure it out and come back.
All right, we can do that.
All right, Donnie, that's a little anticlimactic.
Love that.
Pull up on it.
No. Well, look. So I got it, and I turned this knob, and I can't turn that. I can't turn this. I can't turn this lever. I tried to turn this. I was like, well, I can't do that. I have no idea how to get into this thing.
Right. That's great.
If you say so. It's a little frustrating to me.
Well, for what, well, we didn't pay a fortune for it, but for what we paid for it, you know, I like an unboxing that takes you more than 30 seconds.
It did. It took me like I had to watch a YouTube video on how to unbox it.
It's too bad you didn't put on the brand new engineer shirt I got you at Guardian Angel yesterday.
Good thing. I would be kicked out of the engineering society.
It's pretty darn cool, I have to say. The case and the whole concept.
Yeah.
Donnie, I don't think it's a fake.
No, I don't think so either. If it is, they spent the money on just the box. I mean, just replicating this box would be...
right.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you. It's got the right time.
Well, it should. It's radio controlled, baby.
The only thing is the time zone. It's an hour. It's 3:42 and it says 2:42.
Oh, okay.
So it's, you know, obviously.
But it should fix itself.
That's right. It should set itself. That's right.
All right. Trees built, minifigures installed, planters installed, leaves dropped. There's a little trash can that goes here that I need to build. Maybe. I don't know if I want to put the trash can there or not. And I built it the way it said, but I'm like a few leaves short over here, and I don't know why. And I think I probably have some more of these, but I'm not sure if they're in the right color. So I'm reasonably happy. You know, the trees should not look identical. Trees don't drop leaves at exactly the same rate, blah, blah, blah. I love the little bird nest feature. So that's way cool. Those are not the minifigures I would like to use long term. But that's the little breakout corner, the little snack corner for the third floor. I'm done with it. And I also filed a lot of parts that are left over from the build and things that had come in the mail. So my workspace is a little more tidy. I'm glad that's done too. I futz with the trees a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit.